から日本内へ向かう日本のブルボン快調に飛ばしていきます。さあ激しい先行争いで前に出たのは日本のブルボン。続きました。
Hello everyone, it's the 5-minute reviewer, and today I'm going to review the mobile game, which is also available on Steam, called Umamusume Pretty Derby. Now, this comes from a perspective from someone who knows nothing about racing or horses or horse racing. Yet, I do find myself enjoying this game, and I'll tell you more in a while, but sit back and enjoy this 5-minute review. So let's start with story. Umamusume takes place in an alternate world or some isekai world that in which race horses from our reality get isekai here as horse girls called Umamusume. Well, you get to meet many legendary horses from the Japanese racetrack like Ghost Ship or Rai Shower. Now, I don't know much about horses, as I said earlier, so those who are familiar with the industry might enjoy the take on this. Your time in the game, in terms of story, will be spent in career mode, where you unlock most of the activities and achievements. So you'll spend career mode training your horse and upgrading their stats in order to get to the next race, and there are several milestones that you have to meet along the way to reach the final race. If you fail to meet any of the milestones, your career is considered to be over, and you have to use the same horse or another horse to restart the career mode. It's quite interesting and actually quite challenging, and I do quite enjoy it. The story is a little light, but it's serviceable for its purposes. Next, I want to talk about presentation, and I must say, for a free game, the look and the sound of the game is pretty impressive. The horse girls are of course animated to ridiculous detail, especially with regard to their chest area, and what I've been told is that depending on where the hairband is on their ears, you can tell whether it's male or female horse, but I'm not too familiar with the law of the universe. And another aspect which I personally enjoy is that when the horse actually run, or the horse girl actually runs, they run like an actual horse, so the rules follow the same as regular horse racing. And the best thing I like about the game personally is the running commentary as your horse races towards the finish line. So it puts you into the experience, and I applaud the game developers for putting the commentary inside, even though I don't understand Japanese myself. There are the subtitles for that to read. Next, I want to go on to talk about gameplay, and the best way I can describe the gameplay is like Football Manager but with horses, in which where you don't get to dictate every action the horse takes on the actual racetrack, but races are won and lost based on decisions you make before the actual match. So you decide how to train the horse, whether you want to focus more on stamina or speed. You decide what strategy and what skills you have to use, and just before the race you decide what placing it should aim for, like whether they should be the front runner and aim all the way, or should conserve energy and try to catch up towards the end. All these are based on the type of horse you're using, the type of track that you're running on, so there are many factors you can consider, and I find myself actually enjoying the game a lot. I do have some complaints about the game, is that sometimes there's so much currency and so many stat cards that I don't know what exactly each thing is doing, and so many symbols like circle, triangle and dash to represent whether your horse is doing better or worse than average, and it's not immediately explained to me, so I find it a bit hard to understand. And sometimes the story and the dialogue of the girls, horse girls, tend to drag on and on and on with no rhyme or reason, so I found that a bit boring, and I find myself clicking the skip button or setting it to auto play most of the time. And what do I give this game? I will give this game a solid 7.10 based on gameplay and the presentation alone. The story is a bit lacking, and sometimes that keeps me from playing this game for very long. But one thing I do enjoy is the management part of the game, and that keeps me playing for very long. And to see that your horse overtake other horses and finally reach first is very rewarding. So that's it, and that's the 5-minute reviewer signing off. Thank you everyone.
続いているアイネス・ヘイジン、ここまでか。エルコンドルパーサー、完全に抜け出した。エルコンドルパーサー1着で ゴールイン。実力を遺憾なく発揮しレースを制した。やった。見事勝利したのはエルコンドルパーサー。ついに栄光のダービー制覇。2着はアイネス風神、3着は星雲スカイ。